Why do some of the world's most innovative startups scale into multi-billion-dollar global giants, while thousands of equally brilliant ideas collapse into obscurity? Why do so many organizations struggle with execution, misaligned priorities, and uninspired teams, despite having top-tier talent and endless resources? The difference rarely comes down to sheer hard work or intelligence. It comes down to focus, alignment, and execution. Welcome to Book Essence, where we unlock the essence of every book so you get the wisdom without spending weeks reading. Today, we're breaking down Measure What Matters, how Google, Bono, and the Gates Foundation rock the world with OKRs by legendary venture capitalist John Doerr. In 1999, Doerr introduced a simple goal-setting protocol called OKRs, Objectives and Key Results, to a young startup operating out of a garage. That startup was Google. OKRs became the secret operating engine behind Google's rise, as well as the secret weapon for organizations like Intel, Amazon, Bono's One campaign, and the Gates Foundation. Whether you are leading a Fortune 500 company, building a startup, or trying to achieve personal mastery, this framework will transform how you set goals and execute them. Let us unlock it. Section 1. The Anatomy of OKRs. What are objectives and key results? To understand how OKRs revolutionize performance, you must first master their basic structure. The acronym stands for Objectives and Key Results. An objective is simply what you want to achieve. It defines the goal. Objectives are memorable, qualitative, ambitious, and engaging. They set the direction and paint a clear vision of success. A great objective does not contain numbers. It inspires action and answers the question, where do we need to go? A key result is how you're going to get there and how you will measure progress. Key results are quantitative, measurable, time-bound, and verifiable. They state the benchmark and the target. As John Doerr famously notes, it's not a key result unless it has a number. Key results answer the question, how will we know if we met our objective? For example, an objective might be, build a world-class customer support experience. The corresponding key results would be reduce ticket response time from 4 hours to under 15 minutes by Q3, achieve a customer satisfaction CSAT score of 95% or higher by Q3, train 100% of the support staff on the new software platform by the end of the month. OKRs bridge the dangerous gap between vision and execution, turning vague desires into concrete, measurable steps. Section 2. The 4 Superpowers of OKRs. John Doerr organizes the core benefits of the OKR framework into 4 distinct organizational superpowers. When applied correctly, these 4 superpowers transform organizational culture and execution. Superpower number 1, focus and commit to priorities. High-performing organizations don't try to do everything at once. They pick a few things that truly matter and say no to everything else. OKRs force leaders to make tough choices. Doerr recommends setting no more than 3 to 5 objectives per cycle, with 3 to 5 key results per objective. By limiting the number of goals, everyone in the organization gains radical clarity on what's essential right now. Superpower number 2, align and connect for teamwork. In traditional corporate hierarchies, goals are handed down secretly from top executives to subordinates. OKRs destroy this siloed mentality through total transparency. In an OKR-driven company, everyone's goals, from the CEO down to the newest intern, are public and accessible to all. This transparency ensures that every team understands how their daily work directly contributes to the organization's overarching mission, driving cross-functional collaboration and eliminating duplicate efforts. Superpower number 3, track for accountability. OKRs are not static documents created at the beginning of the year and forgotten in a drawer. They are living, dynamic systems monitored through regular check-ins, weekly syncs, and quarterly reviews. Tracking progress openly creates objective accountability without micromanagement. It allows teams to celebrate small wins, celebrate key milestones, and identify failing initiatives early and pivot before time and resources are wasted. Superpower number 4, stretch for amazing. Traditional goal setting encourages people to play it safe, setting low targets so they're guaranteed to meet them and collect their bonuses. OKRs encourage stretch goals. Stretch goals push organizations out of their comfort zones into uncharted territory. Google deliberately sets OKRs so ambitious that achieving 70% of a key result is considered a success. If you achieve 100% of your key results every quarter, your goals were not ambitious enough. Section 3. The origin story, from Intel to Google. The story of OKRs begins at Intel in the 1970s under the legendary leadership of Andy Grove. Grove, whom Doerr considers the father of modern management, modified Peter Drucker's Management by Objectives (MBO) system to create a streamlined, agile method for high-tech execution. Grove realized that in a fast-moving market, companies couldn't rely on rigid top-down planning. They needed a decentralized system where teams had autonomy to adapt quickly while staying aligned with corporate strategy. Grove used OKRs to rally Intel through Operation Crush, a famous campaign that successfully fended off intense market pressure from Motorola by mobilizing the entire company around a single, unified set of stretch goals. John Doerr learned this methodology directly from Grove while working as an engineer at Intel. Later, as a venture capitalist at Kleiner Perkins, Doerr presented the OKR framework to Google's co-founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin. At the time, Google was a young company with around 30 employees, struggling to bring structure to its massive ambitions. Larry Page quickly recognized the power of the framework, stating that OKRs gave Google a 10x growth mechanism that allowed them to scale from a small garage operation to one of the most valuable corporations on Earth. Section 4. CFRs, the human engine of continuous performance. Setting OKRs is half the battle. To make OKRs work in the real world, organizations must replace traditional, outdated annual performance reviews with a modern feedback system that Doerr calls CFRs: conversations, feedback, and recognition. While OKRs represent the structural, quantitative side of performance, CFRs represent the human, qualitative side. First, conversations. Leaders and team members participate in regular, one-on-one conversations focused on personal development, goal alignment, obstacle removal, and career growth. These are not performance interrogations, they are supportive coaching sessions. Second, feedback. In a fast-changing environment, waiting 12 months to give a team member feedback on their performance is disastrous. CFRs emphasize continuous, real-time feedback, peer-to-peer, top-down, and bottom-up, to help people improve immediately. Third, recognition. Recognizing team contributions should happen continuously and publicly. Celebrating small wins, key milestones, and extraordinary effort reinforces a culture of high performance and mutual respect. Doerr emphasizes a critical rule: separate OKRs from compensation. If an employee's salary and bonus are tied directly to achieving 100% of their OKRs, they will naturally set timid, low-risk goals to protect their paycheck. OKRs must remain a tool for growth and stretch execution, while compensation should be evaluated holistically through CFRs. Section 5. OKRs beyond business: social impact and personal growth. One of the most powerful sections of Measure What Matters shows how the OKR framework transcends technology companies and corporate boardrooms, serving as a catalyst for massive social change. Doerr highlights how rock star and activist Bono utilized OKRs to scale his nonprofit, One. By setting clear objectives around debt relief and life-saving AIDS medications for developing nations, one brought together political leaders across the ideological spectrum, resulting in millions of lives saved across Africa. Similarly, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation adopted OKRs to structure their global health initiatives. The foundation used precise, measurable key results to mobilize billions of dollars, driving the near-total eradication of polio worldwide and accelerating vaccine distribution to the most vulnerable populations on Earth. Whether the mission is commercial, humanitarian, or personal, the principle remains identical. Passion alone does not change the world. Clear focus, rigorous measurement, and relentless execution do. Section 6. How to implement OKRs in your own life and organization. How do you implement this game-changing framework in your business, team, or personal routine? Doerr outlines a clear blueprint for rolling out OKRs
effectively. Step 1. Start with the why. Before writing a single goal, articulate your core mission and strategic vision. Your objectives must flow directly from your underlying purpose. Step 2. Keep it simple. Do not overwhelm your team with dozens of targets. Limit yourself to 3 to 5 objectives per quarter with 3 to 5 key results per objective. Focus on quality over quantity. Step 3. Blend top-down and bottom-up goals. Roughly half of an organization's OKRs should be set by leadership to establish strategic direction, while the remaining half should be drafted by frontline employees to encourage innovation, ownership, and bottom-up engagement. Step 4. Make them public. Transparency is non-negotiable. Publish your OKRs on a shared dashboard where everyone can see what everyone else is working on. Step 5. Score and reflect. At the end of each quarter, grade your key results on a scale of 0.0 to 1.0, or 0% to 100%. A score of 0.6 to 0.7, 60 to 70%, is the sweet spot for stretch goals. Reflect on what worked, what failed, and what you learned before setting the next cycle. Conclusion. Final takeaways. Let us bring together the core lessons from Measure What Matters by John Doerr. 1. Focus on what matters most. Limit your goals to a small number of high-impact objectives and say no to distractions. 2. Pair vision with measurement. Every objective must be backed by quantitative, verifiable key results. If it doesn't have a number, it's not a key result. 3. Drive alignment through transparency. Make all goals public to ensure every team member understands how their work connects to the bigger picture. 4. Embrace stretch goals. Aim for ambitious 10x targets, where achieving 70% success represents massive progress over play-it-safe goals. 5. Pair OKRs with CFRs. Build a culture of continuous growth through regular conversations, real-time feedback, and public recognition, while keeping goal setting separate from compensation. John Doerr leaves us with a fundamental truth. Ideas are easy. Execution is everything. By choosing the right goals, measuring what truly matters, and pursuing your vision with relentless discipline, you can transform ambitious dreams into extraordinary reality. That is the essence of Measure What Matters, and that is what we do here at Book Essence. We take the world's most powerful books and unlock their wisdom so you can build something real starting from exactly where you are. If this script brought you value, share it with someone who wants to master goal setting and execution today. Keep learning, keep executing, and keep unlocking your essence. See you next time.